Beneath the waves of time, a city of immense grandeur and mystery lies lost, Atlantis. A city that has been the subject of fascination and speculation for millennia, Atlantis has been woven into the fabric of our collective consciousness. From the ancient texts of Plato to the countless theories and hypotheses of modern academia, the existence and disappearance of this legendary city has intrigued scholars and dreamers alike. Theories about the possible location of Atlantis are as numerous as the tides. Some propose it was in the Mediterranean, others suggest the Caribbean, and still others argue it was somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. The reasons for its disappearance, too, are shrouded in conjecture. Was it a cataclysmic event, a slow societal decline, or perhaps a combination of both? As we delve into the enigma of Atlantis, we must consider the possibility that the answers to these age-old questions may be closer than we think. As the city remains elusive, could modern metropolises hold the key to unlocking its secrets? Atlantis, as described by ancient texts, was a marvel of architecture and engineering. The city's layout, structures, and materials used were nothing short of spectacular, even by today's standards. So, let's dive into these descriptions and explore the architectural wonders of Atlantis. Plato, the ancient Greek philosopher, was one of the first to write about Atlantis. He described it as a series of concentric islands and canals, each ring separated by wide moats filled with seawater. At the city's heart lay a central island, home to the royal palace and the temple of Poseidon, the sea god. This circular layout was not only aesthetically pleasing, but also served a strategic purpose, providing a formidable defense against invaders. The structures in Atlantis were said to be built from a mysterious material known as orichalcum. This precious metal, second only to gold in value, was used extensively in the city, reflecting a dazzling red light that can only be imagined today. Not just buildings, even the city walls and pillars were coated with metals, showcasing the Atlanteans' advanced metallurgical skills. But the marvels of Atlantis did not stop at its grand structures. The city was also a hub of innovation, with advanced technology far beyond its time. Aqueducts and canals crisscrossed the city, providing a sophisticated irrigation system. Hot and cold fountains were common, suggesting the existence of an advanced heating system. The Atlanteans also mastered acoustics, as their concert halls and theaters were designed to amplify sound without the need for modern equipment. This level of architectural sophistication and technological advancement is hard to fathom in an era predating ours by thousands of years. Yet, the descriptions of Atlantis paint a picture of a civilization far ahead of its time, a civilization that harnessed the power of technology and artistry to create a city of unparalleled beauty and functionality. The parallels between these ancient descriptions and our modern cities might startle you. As we explore these similarities in the next scene, you might find yourself wondering, was Atlantis merely a myth, or was it a blueprint for the cities we inhabit today? Take a moment to picture the bustling cityscape of today's metropolis. The skyscrapers reaching for the heavens, the intricate network of roads and highways, the hum of traffic, and the glow of screens from countless devices. These are the defining features of modern urban life. Now, let's take this image and cast our minds back thousands of years to the fabled city of Atlantis, as described by the ancient philosopher Plato. He spoke of a city divided into concentric circles of water and land, with a magnificent central island protected by rings of waterways. This layout was not just aesthetically pleasing, but also a strategic masterpiece of urban planning, much like the grid systems we see in cities today. The structures of Atlantis too were said to be marvels of architectural brilliance. Plato described the city as gleaming with gold, silver, and other precious metals, a testament to its wealth and advanced metallurgy. Today, our cities stand tall with steel, glass, and concrete, materials unknown to the ancient world, yet the essence of architectural grandeur remains the same. Atlantis was also reputed to have advanced systems for water management, heating, and transportation. Sound familiar? Our modern metropolises boast intricate subway systems, vast networks of pipes and cables, and even renewable energy sources. We may not have the mysterious orichalcum that Plato mentioned, but we have silicon and other advanced materials that power our high-tech world. In essence, the descriptions of Atlantis paint a picture of a city that was not just technologically advanced for its time, but also remarkably similar to our modern cities. The layout, the materials, the systems, all of these elements echo in the urban landscapes we see today. Could our modern cities be echoing the grandeur of the lost Atlantis? The uncanny resemblances between Atlantis and modern cities are more than mere coincidences. As we dive deeper into the specifics, it becomes clear that these parallels are profoundly striking. Let's start with urban planning. The layout of Atlantis, as described by Plato, was meticulously organized. It was a city of concentric circles, alternating between water and land, a design that maximized both defense and utility. Now, if we observe the urban sprawl of many of our modern metropolises, we see a similar pattern. Our cities, too, are often planned with a central hub, from which roads and neighborhoods radiate outwards, like the rings of a tree. Then there's the use of concentric circles in city layout. Atlantis was said to be composed of alternating rings of sea and land, with the royal palace at the city's heart. This circular design, once thought to be unique to the lost city, can be seen in many of our urban landscapes today, from the highway systems that encircle our cities to the roundabouts that facilitate traffic flow. The concept of concentric circles is not foreign to us. And let's not forget about advanced technology. Atlantis was said to have had technologies that were far superior to what was available at the time. They had hot and cold water fountains, complex irrigation systems, and even a powerful energy source at the city's center. Does it sound familiar? It should, because our cities are the epitome of technological advancement. We have efficient heating and cooling systems, sophisticated water supply and waste management, and powerful energy sources that power our cities. These striking similarities have led some to believe that our modern cities might not have sprung up independently, but may have been influenced, consciously or not, by the concept of Atlantis. Could it be that the architects of our urban landscapes were inspired by the tales of this advanced utopian city? Or perhaps the principles that guided the design of Atlantis are simply timeless, universal concepts of urban planning. While Atlantis remains a mystery, its echoes seem to reverberate in our concrete jungles. As we continue to uncover the parallels between the lost city and our modern metropolises, we can't help but ponder the intriguing possibility that Atlantis may not be lost after all, but living on in our cities. The question remains, is Atlantis a lost city or a blueprint of modernity? Let's delve into some intriguing theories. Theories suggesting that Atlantis might have been more than just a city lost to the waves. Could it be that Atlantis was an advanced civilization, a society so progressive and forward-thinking that it became the underpinning of our modern city designs? Think about it. The descriptions of Atlantis, as detailed by ancient texts, speak of concentric circles of water and land, harbors bustling with trade, and grand temples that reached for the skies. Doesn't that sound eerily similar to the vibrant cityscapes we see today? The urban landscapes we've come to know and love, with their circular highways, bustling ports, and towering skyscrapers. We can't ignore the possibility that Atlantis, in all its grandeur, might have served as a source of inspiration for these designs. The ancient city's architectural prowess and urban planning could have been so ahead of its time that it laid the blueprint for future cities. It's almost as if we're living in echoes of Atlantis, surrounded by remnants of its innovative spirit and architectural brilliance. But how could a city lost thousands of years ago influence modern design? Well, the world is full of mysteries, and the human mind is a master at connecting the dots. Perhaps the stories, the legends of Atlantis were carried through the ages, inspiring civilizations along the way. Maybe the tales of its glory and downfall served as a lesson for future societies, a guide on how to build, and more importantly, how not to. So when we talk about Atlantis, we're not just talking about a city swallowed by the sea. We're discussing a concept, an ideal of urban planning and architectural design. We're looking at a potential blueprint that has shaped our cities and will continue to influence future urban landscapes. Perhaps the spirit of Atlantis lives on, not as a lost city, but as a guiding light for modern city planning and architecture. The enigma of Atlantis continues to captivate us as we find its reflections in our modern cities. Today, we've journeyed through the architectural marvels of Atlantis, mirrored in the heart of our metropolises. We've explored the uncanny parallels between this lost city and our modern urban landscapes, from the intricate waterways to the towering structures that defy gravity. We've delved into theories suggesting that Atlantis might not be just a myth, but a blueprint for our city planning. We've wrestled with the question, are our cities merely echoes of Atlantis, or did Atlantis presage the future of urban living? The mystery persists, and the answers remain elusive. Atlantis, whether real or imagined, reflects our fascination with the idea of a perfect city, a utopia. It is a symbol of our collective memory and aspiration, a ghost that haunts our modern cities. As we gaze upon our modern metropolises, we might just be looking at the shadows of the lost Atlantis, echoing through the centuries.